Good evening. Welcome to August Rotary Membership Action Plan entitled Enjoyable Club Meetings, Improving the Member Experience. And now it is my honor to introduce the captain of the Membership Action Plan Initiative, Rotary International Director for Zones 33 and 34, Patrick Eakes.
Thank you, Andy. Good afternoon and good evening, my friends. Thank you for joining us for this latest Membership Action Plan, or MAP, webinar. Before we get into the main program, I want to share with you an interesting experience that I had 2 weeks ago and how it relates to MAP and our collective membership efforts. Rotary International President Mario was scheduled to speak at Zone 31's kickoff membership event for the 2024-25 Rotary year. Mario had a last-minute schedule change, and I was asked to step in for him and to speak at that membership event. The audience was club leaders, presidents, presidents-elect, membership chairs, as well as district leaders like governors, membership chairs, and assistant governors. In other words, Zone 31's audience was just like our audience for these MAP webinars. The Zone 31 leaders asked me to talk about the keys to success in membership and what our Zones 33 and 34 have accomplished with our MAP program. Zone 31 looked to our zones in part because during the 2 years that we've had MAP webinars, our 2 zones have finished first and second among the 10 zones in North America. As our Zone 33 and 34 lead and innovate, other zones will continue to take note and follow our lead. Regardless of which zone a club or a district happens to be in, there are factors important to membership success that are common to all clubs. One of the most important of those factors, and one certainly stressed by our Rotary International President Stephanie Yurchik, is the club experience, creating irresistible club culture. Said differently, while we are focusing our efforts on encouraging people to join our clubs, we have to give them enticing reasons to join when they visit us. We have to provide a superior club experience. That's what takes us to the crux of this evening's topic, enjoyable meetings. But you don't have to take only my word for it. Tonight you'll hear from several MAP team members across our zones who will provide to you, in a unique discussion format, the kinds of things that all of us can consider and implement so that any club meeting in any location can be enjoyable. We will start with my fabulous friend and Zone 33 Innovative Club Advocate Team Leader, Sean Sawyer. Over to you, Sean.
Patrick, thank you. Listening to you, I think I hear in your message that we've all had our own individual club experiences, whether it be at our own club's meeting or perhaps one of a different club we happen to be visiting. And while there are an infinite number of ways that club meetings can be unique or made to be more interesting, one thing is for sure, we have all been to a bad meeting. We certainly know what a bad meeting looks like and feels like. You see, as Rotarians, we are very tolerant by nature. And as human beings, we can get used to just about anything, and that includes bad Rotary meetings. My very own club at times is a perfect example. We eat lunch.
Yes, Sean, lunch is really important.
That's right, Chris, but let me continue the picture. Like I said, we eat lunch, we sit in our usual seats surrounded by our usual circle of suspects. We ring the bell, we sing a song, we say the Pledge of Allegiance, have a prayer, a few announcements, listen to a guest speaker, usually from an organization that plans to ask us for a donation. Then we recite the four-way test, ring the bell, and leave, only to come back 7 days later and do the exact same thing again.
And including eating lunch, Sean.
Yes, Chris, including eating lunch. So while that in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad meeting, I'm not sure how attractive that might be for someone seeking to become a member of our organization as part of our very own club who plans to do service, an idea that I believe still somewhere exists within our motto. So in order to be, as International President Stephanie says, irresistible, we need to do more. If at some point a new member is expected to attend regular meetings, we need to always be mindful of what it takes to create not just an average club meeting, but an enjoyable one.
Including lunch.
Yes, Chris, including lunch. So that's what is intended for today's discussion, an opportunity for a few various Rotarians, some in leadership roles, others that just prioritize attending and maintaining enjoyable meetings, providing us with examples that anyone can R&D in creating irresistible club experiences. So, Chris, let's see who else wants to share. How about Zone 34 ARC's Barbara Goby and Heather Cowan?
Thanks, Sean. Yes, and as you just mentioned, Rotary meetings tend to have similar traditions. They ring the bell, say the pledge, recite the four-way test. Usually there's food, which could be a good or bad thing, depending on if it's rubber chicken. But thinking of 50 meetings per year, most of the engagement for members happens at the club meeting. Ensuring that the meeting is enjoyable and offers value to members could make or break what will keep them coming back. Heather, do your members have FOMO, fear of missing Rotary?
Barb, you are so right. Meeting enjoyment is one of the 5 key ingredients to creating a great club experience. Multiple surveys have shown that when members have fun, they want to stay and they don't want to miss it. When they feel included, they feel like they belong. And this goes for guests and prospective members too. So let's talk about what makes a meeting enjoyable. First off, are we making our meetings fun?
Definitely. Fun is crucial, but remember, fun is subjective. What one person finds fun, another may not. So let's aim for enjoyable, welcoming, and entertaining.
That's a good point. One thing I've seen multiple clubs do is what I like to call the Sergeant at Arms show. They fine members as a way to raise money or bring attention to something a club member has done in the community. And although this can add a lot of enjoyment to many, some might find that offensive. Another way some clubs add enjoyment is through happy dollars. It's an opportunity to share exciting things happening in the lives of our members. But you really need to find what works best for your club. And speaking of sharing, are we recognizing our members during meetings or on social media for their community efforts and achievements?
I got a happy dollar for lunch. It's my favorite part of the meeting.
That's great, Chris.
Y'all have lunch too, right?
Yes, we have lunch at our meetings, but as Heather mentioned, recognition is key, not always lunch. So celebrating our members makes everyone feel valued. Plus, it's inspiring to see all the great things our members are doing.
Agreed. And how about having a greeter? A warm welcome can set the tone for the entire meeting. Think of how a guest or a visitor might feel when they first walk into your meeting. First impressions matter. How about a new member or one that's been coming for multiple years? It's nice to see that smiling face and a warm hello. Maybe have a new member serve as the greeter. What a great way for them to interact and get to know the club members. A greeter makes everyone feel welcome right from the start. We've talked about greeting guests, but are we also recognizing them during the meeting? And does someone follow up with visitors after the meeting?
Great point. It's all about making guests and members feel included. Do guests get to sit where they want, or are there reserved seats? Maybe switching things up a bit can make the meeting more inviting.
But of course, what's inviting for some may not be inviting for someone else. But some of the things our clubs do may be a turnoff for others. For example, singing, prayers, even the Pledge of Allegiance may not be for everybody. There are alternatives that are more encompassing and potentially less offensive to some. Are your members proud enough of your meeting to invite guests? And have those members who bring in those guests done a good job to let them know what to expect? Imagine what a secret shopper would say about your meeting. Are you a friendly group or just a group of friends?
Heather, those are some really great questions. Will the guests understand your Rotary meeting? So many items that are rituals might mean nothing to a non-member.
These are some great ideas, and I'm going to bring them back to my club. Some of my favorite ways to ensure that meetings are enjoyable involves these several elements. Ensuring meetings are lively and entertaining, recognizing members and their achievements, having a greeter to welcome guests warmly, and make guests feel included and follow up with them.
And don't forget lunch.
Yes, Chris, lunch. And always keep in mind, do your members feel like they're part of something special? Are they excited to come back, and do they have FOMO? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track.
I'm going to go find me some lunch right now.
Chris, maybe you should visit Sean's club.
Thank you, Barbara, Heather, and even Chris. That's exactly what we're here for today, is to continue to explore what the right track is for any of us. We've heard and seen some examples for the last several minutes. Heather and Barbara talked about ensuring meetings are lively and entertaining, that they have some energy to them, recognizing members and their achievements, having a greeter to welcome guests and members warmly, making guests feel included, and following up with them. But tonight, instead of fielding questions from you, we'd like to hear your answers. What is it you do to make your club meetings enjoyable? So let's put it out there to all of you. Please respond in the chat to some questions that I'm going to ask, so that we're hearing from you the ideas you've implemented in your club on how to make it more enjoyable. So, first thing, tell us something you're doing new this year to make a or the meetings more enjoyable. Maybe it's something you do every week. Maybe it's something you've just done once. But put in the chat, what are you doing new this year? Now, come on, don't be shy. I know some of you've got some answers to this. So I see a poker game. That sounds like something we might have to hear more about later. 60-second spot for the two greeters where they interview each other. That's a good way to make connections. And we have trivia games going on. Best bacon in Rotary. Now, I've heard of who has the best fried chickens, but best bacon sounds like something else we need to learn about. President gives a cupcake. Oh, these are great ideas. I know you're all going to take away some new things that you can try in your meetings in order to be more enjoyable. How about music? Now, we heard music from the Rotary Club of Dawson. Does anybody have music in the background during their meetings? Before the meeting, while you're eating lunch? Maybe walk-on music for presenters? Or who sings still?
Mary, this chat list is on fire. I see people that have their own playlists. They do slideshows that play every week for 30 minutes and have music behind it, show photos of service projects and social events. There's a member highlight. There's an evening outings. There's fellowship once a month, picnic meeting in the park. I know I'm going through these quickly, but they're firing off faster than I can read them.
Well, I understand, and I saw something about dancing. I don't know what that was about, but that would be entertaining if the Rotary Club dances at every meeting. All right, what about slide deck reinforcements? Do you use a slide deck to reinforce the announcements or recognition of members or upcoming activities? Anything along those lines? How are you giving for those people that are visuals, reinforcing that to make it enjoyable? Any ideas there?
I see pictures of the previous week as a recap for those that missed it. Here's a weekly PowerPoint of what's coming up for the next 4 weeks. Arthur says they put all the announcements on a slide presentation for members to start seeing for the 30 minutes before the meeting. Here's a slide deck for the calendar and announcements. Putting members in jib jabs from my classmate Daryl Keys. Here's Woodbridge has the slideshow with the date updates to save the date, PowerPoint with projects, member photos, QR codes, great idea. And then this club has a separate team that works on just the weekly PowerPoints.
Wow. These are great ideas. I'm getting some that I believe might show up maybe in one of our meetings. And I hope these are being valuable to all of you, because this is a bunch of ideas. What about special techniques for making visitors feel welcome and comfortable? And do you actually acknowledge members when they come in, or even those members we haven't seen in a while? What are you doing to acknowledge them?
Here's a buddy system, a weekly newsletter for the ones from the past week, guests, introductions, and name tags, reaching out for members during their birthday month, anniversary of induction, gift coffee mugs, Rotary coins, club brochures.
I
Greet
saw
them at the door.
that bell, greet bell, where everybody's actually walking around the room and speaking and talking to each other. I think that's cool.
Pass the magic wand. Stephanie would appreciate that one.
We have a receiving line to meet everyone coming in. Now that's interesting. These are all great. All right, one last question. Any games or activities that you've used to increase energy, connections, or just for fun? I saw something earlier about trivia, or there may have been some others that have already been in the list, but tell us about what you do around games or activities that just make it fun.
There's Rotary Jeopardy on the big screen, Mary.
Okay.
More trivia, theme questions, trivia. Rotary
Family
Feud.
Feud.
There you go. Just a weather update, basket of life, history of Rotary trivia with prizes, trivia winners, trivia masters.
Ah.
Don't know that I could keep up with that one. Here's some mixed game with a service project for the community, vocational bingo, a good old fashioned cornhole game, deal or no deal. Wow, these are just flying like
Price is right.
50-50. Money talks.
Okay, so this tells me the ideas are out there. People are doing it. Clubs are doing them. They're enjoyable. If you don't know what to do, then you need to be in a map session to hear these ideas. And of course, we'll have a recording that comes up with some of these later. We'll capture them from the chat and be able to distribute those, or you can save the chat yourself. Love all of these ideas. Thank you all for participating tonight and sharing.
Yeah, that's right, Mary. The chat was on fire. That is so great to see. So please let me again thank Heather, Barbara, Mary, and even Chris for the discussion, and to you for the recap that we've already started. I think we can all agree that while there are certainly ways that we don't want to conduct our meetings, the ways that we do and the ways that we can make them enjoyable is endless, just like the chat showed. But there's a few things for sure. We need to ensure that every meeting has meaning and value, and a little entertainment can go a long way. It doesn't hurt to recognize members and their achievements. And most importantly, this is a map call. We'd be remiss not to talk about membership. If we want to grow our ranks, we have to make our guests feel included. So with that said, Andy, I'll pass it back to you for this month so that you can give us all some final thoughts and some housekeeping items.
And don't forget lunch.
Lunch for you always, Chris. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. Great job, Barbara, Heather, Mary, and to all of you for blowing up the chat this evening with all those ideas. It's great to hear what all of your clubs are doing to make your meetings enjoyable. Now on to our MAP Awards criteria. And there are only 3 criteria to achieve the Membership Action Plan Club Award, and they are on the screen. First is to set your 2024-25 membership goal in the Membership Success Center. Second is upload your 2024-25 club membership plan and do those by August 31st. You may notice that that is a little bit of an extended deadline. We thought we'd give you till the end of August to get those updated and uploaded. So you've got a couple of weeks from today to get those uploaded. And then third is on July 1st of 2025, achieve a net membership gain. and you can upload your goals and see that there on the rizones3334.org/map-awards. Next, our MAP webinars are designed to deliver practical information in just 45 minutes, making it easy for you to apply what you learn right away. Whether you're new to the MAP webinar series or looking to refresh your knowledge, you can access all of our past webinars through the link provided there in the chat. Developed and presented by Rotarians for Rotarians, MAP webinars are a collective effort to strengthen our membership, and we need your continued support, not just by attending, but by spreading the word and encouraging others to join us. This is especially important for those in leadership roles. Please share MAP with your successors and other Rotarians who are committed to growing Rotary. Remember, membership is a team sport, and we can only succeed if we all work together to grow Rotary. We're counting on you to help ensure MAP's continued success. And thank you for joining us today. We hope you found this session valuable and that you're excited to put some of those ideas into action. And our next MAP webinar is coming up on Monday, September the 9th at 5:30 p.m. We'll be discussing a crucial topic, finding great new members. It's a perfect opportunity to learn new strategies and share insights on growing our Rotary family. Make sure to register using the link in the chat, and please spread the word to others who might benefit from this session. We look forward to seeing you there.